Hey, what's up guys, this is Atone here, and today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on how to make a thumbnail, like a YouTube thumbnail, kind of like Shroud, Vanos Gaming. Basically I do work, and Syndicate Project, there's a few other ones too, but it's pretty much like the cartoon style where your face is kind of on one of the characters that already is in the game, you know? So, first of all, this is going to be like a walkthrough, so just so you know, I'm gonna make a new file. I don't know what to call it. And then you're gonna do 1920 by 1080p and create. This will be in Photoshop CC 2020, if you guys are wondering. And I'm drawing on the XP Pen tablet. Alright, so now that you have your thing you want, so then you're gonna go to the game you want. So I'll pull this down real quick, and here's some examples of the work. Awesome work by Sam Jones Art on Instagram. So yeah, he's amazing. Does awesome work for these guys. So I'm gonna look up Valorant right now. I can't really see my keyboard, so hopefully this doesn't affect it too much. Valorant characters. Alright, so you go to images. And then this looks like a pretty cool one. Right, actually, there was an even more epic looking one. I don't know where it went. This one looks sick. Alright, so I'm gonna grab this, copy it. Actually, I'm gonna take this one because it's a little bit more thumbnail size. Copy this image, go back to Photoshop, and Control V, paste it in there, and then I can't see my keyboard. Control T, make it larger, make it like the size of the entire thumbnail. Actually bigger too. So probably about that big. Alright. So then what you're gonna do now is kind of draw over this. So I'm gonna go to brush, and then I like this brush right here. So hard round pressure size. I'm gonna take a black ink and turn this size down a little bit. So then let's see. So if I go in here, I'm just making sure the brushes work good. Oh, that's not really what I want. Crap. What I'm gonna try to do is outline this character except the head. So I'm gonna just start doing that real quick here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, of course. Thumbnails are just for grabbing attention of the viewer. So for now, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is kind of a beginner's tutorial as well. The brushes are not set up. Okay, so then that's one little section. And then you're just gonna kind of want to get the main shapes, and then maybe some shadows too, like maybe some shading lines, but not too much, unless if that's your style that you want to go for. What the heck? Okay. So I kind of have this going. And this is obviously like not too hard to do, just because of the way I'm doing it, where I kind of trace around. But this is what people are looking for right now, so it's what I'm gonna be doing. So then just kind of trace around stuff that looks important. And of course stylize anything you want. So if you want to make the hands just like Lego hands or something, feel free. Alright, so then now if we get rid of this, you'll see we're starting to get like a little shape. Alright. So I'm going to make the bow. The bow. And let's see. Okay. So now we're almost to that point where we can start coloring. But first we have to add the head that we want. Okay, so this is what we have so far. So it's the dude just holding the bow. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is pretty much it'll still kind of look like this guy, but it's going to have my own hair. And yeah, so pretty much what I'm going to do is draw a big circle right here. And down like this. My hair is kind of just like weird right now. It's just like poofy on top pretty much. So I'm going to try and reflect that in this as much as I can. And then I have a similar bottom like that. Just do my ears like that. And then that's kind of what my head looks like now. So as you can see, it's looking pretty good. So then I'm going to put a cool expression on here like so. Like that, and then like that. So just like super intense. And yeah, it looks weird right now, so let's try and fix this hair up a little bit. Kind of goes out there more. Get rid of some of that. And then don't be too perfect with it because it's all about catching the eye. So you don't have to worry about like how everything looks really. Too much at least. Then I'm gonna go back to a normal brush for this. I'll just take a big normal brush, start filling in the shape below. And don't worry too much about edges or anything, like not going over, because it can all just be cleaned up in the end. Alright, it's almost there. I'm gonna get a little bit smaller now. Try and get some of these little spots. And we're just trying to make it look pretty good. Not perfect, but good. Whoa. So we don't want this. At least I don't. We'll go a little bit smaller again, just to get this line kind of put there. Alright, so then we're going to take the eraser tool. We're going to go really small, quite small, and just start going around these edges, cleaning up whatever stuff you don't want to be on there. And I mean, messy edges is an art style, so if you don't mind having like this little stuff sticking over, I don't blame you. And it's all about your thumbnails, so it might be about the client if you're doing this for a client, so do whatever they want. But if you're making it for yourself, then you're fine. And you'll see in a second, it doesn't matter too much what the edges look like, because most of the time they do like a border, like a stroke around the whole thing, so it'll just be like a solid, thick, colorful line around the edge of the character anyway. Alright, so then this is starting to come together. Oof. Okay. So now this is kind of like our basic shape here. We've got, and I would recommend Procreate if you don't already have like an iPad or something. I'd save up for one. That's what I did, and I've not regretted it since. Because stuff like this is way easier on an iPad. I might do a tutorial just to, like the same sort of tutorial actually, but on an iPad, because it's so much more simple. Alright, so now you're going to make a new layer, hold Alt and mask it down. Grab your brush, and then you're going to make it pretty good sized. And then grab the color you want your skin to be, so I'm going to try and make mine realistic to my skin. Yeah, kind of like that. And then this is still just base color, so keep that in mind. I'm going to do some shading above this. Okay, so do that. And you might be thinking, like, why not use Paint Bucket to fill in all this stuff? Well, Paint Bucket, it usually leaves like a little tiny line outside the character. And then I'm gonna go, oh crap. Go Control T, oh crap. Control T this again. And I'm actually gonna just move it over here, make it smaller so we can see the character and how it's shaded. Alright, so then make a new layer underneath your skin tone for your face. And then just start grabbing these colors off of here and filling them in. So then now that it's underneath, I can just go like that and it won't go above the head. So that's the pro of putting it under. Alright, and then if you just kind of plan out how you're going to layer this stuff, it makes it a lot easier to actually do. So I kind of know where it's all going to be placed already. So little details are nice, but the main things you're going to want to focus on, I think, are things like the final shading and how it all looks together, as well as the background is pretty important, because that's the main part of the image that you're producing. The background really stands out on YouTube, so that's something I would focus on. Alright, so now we're starting to actually get our main colors down on this thing. So that's nice. And then, so once you kind of almost there. So then once you've got your main skin colors down, you're gonna want to, your main colors down. You're gonna want to put your last, I missed this little part down here, and I think over here it needs some too. Alright, so that's kind of what it's gonna look like. And then I'm gonna make one above the skin layer, mask it down, grab a gray, get a little tiny brush, and make the eyes. So I'm just gonna make the eyes blue, I guess, because the rest of the thing's blue. My eyes are actually green in real life. Okay, and then we're gonna grab like a dark red for the inside of the mouth, and then grab like a lighter red for the tongue, like that. Alright, and then for hair, I'll do mine similar to real life again. So I have kind of like a dark brown hair sort of color, kind of like that. And I'm just going to get this all filled in. If I'm rusty, I'm rusty, but I have not drawn on computer in a good minute. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's true. Alright, so now what we're going to do, that's kind of our character now. So I'm going to get the big brush, the standard brush, the soft one, and then I'm going to grab the black color on here, and then what I'm going to do is just put a big overlay over this dude. So this is just a simple way to do some quick shading, and then I'm going to make that layer and turn it into soft light. I'm going to make another layer above that one, grab the white, and then do some shading on this part right here, because it's kind of, and then I'm going to turn it down a little bit, do some more shading over here. You're just trying to give it a feel of depth, sort of the goal here. Alright, and then I'm going to make another layer where I'll take this soft brush, and it should be really low, like 13 to 30-ish, and then you're just going to go in here and draw kind of where your shadows are supposed to be, where your highlights, I mean. So I'm just going to put it on all the little creases. So, just parts of the bow, thumb, stuff like that. Anything that you think should be lighter or darker. Alright, and then turn that to a overlay layer. I'm going to make a layer under that one. Take the black and the same brush, and then I'm going to do a shadows layer. So anything you think needs to have a shadow below it, just draw that. And you kind of want to go opposite of what you just did with the highlights, just to make it look sort of realistic. And then this is all just kind of scribbling, honestly. I'm just trying to give it that feel of texture at the same time of making it look sort of real as far as shading goes. Not even close to real, but like, you know what I mean, sort of realistic, believable. And then notice there is a light blue, like a really light blue on the original one, so I'm gonna add some of that in here in a sec, just to give it the right look. And then we're gonna take that and go probably soft light with that. So that's the character so far. I think it looks pretty good, especially for what, 20 minutes. It's a pretty good time. All right, and then the black outline. So put a layer above that and layer down. A lot of people don't like a black outline, so it's because it's just really strong. So I'm gonna take this blue, put it over there, and then turn the opacity down. So now it's an actual blue outline. Alright, and then above the outline layer, you're gonna take your brush, not your soft brush, your wavy one, your standard one that we used before, and okay, turn the opacity back up, and I'm gonna turn my brush down quite a bit, and then we're just gonna put the highlights in the eye. So this is something that really adds the good looking factor to the illustration. Just giving it that little touch, and then add highlights to whatever else you want to. So I'm gonna put some in the hair, just kind of accentuate that. Put some in the eyebrow. On the nose almost always has a little highlight on it when you look at that, when you look at illustrations and stuff. So, and then I'm just gonna throw some on the arrow too. This also adds a little bit of a texture feel as well. Alright, so that's kind of your texture now. Put a little bit over there. Okay, so that's the character. So then I'm going to add one more little shadow thing. So take a color of your choice. I'm going to choose, since this is blue, you're going to want to choose an opposite color. So I'm going to do like a greenish yellow for the background color. and then make a layer below that and make that the background. And then I'm going to fade this background a little bit with a highlight. So my highlight's going to be a white overlay that will be from below, I think. Do an overlay. Okay, and then that's kind of how they do it, honestly. I'm going to add in the light blue color that we saw before, that I previously mentioned, which was kind of like that. So let me see, where's our original picture? Alright, so as you can see, we have that little blue, and it looks pretty cool, so I'm gonna add it in there. Ooh. Sheesh. Alright, we'll grab this little blue, add that in, and then there's some on here too. Doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of conveying that message. Add some on here just for a highlight. And yeah, it's pretty much the gist. I might go with a different color for this actually. Image adjustments, hue, saturation, and then you can just play with whatever you think looks good. Turn my brightness down. You might just want to go with black too, or white, or the other. That might look pretty good. So there you go, that's pretty much the tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Atone here, and hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if there's any videos you want to see like this, or any other sort of stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. Peace out, boys.